The first thing we're going to have to do is make some room. So we're going to take this bar out. This bar out here. And it looks like it's just 2 screws at the side. And they are standard Phillips. And now this bar just lifts out. So put that to the side for now. So this is in our parts tray. I'm just going to tip the case sideways a little. So over here. Unlock the front. I'm going to remove the 2 hard drive cages. To do this, I need to press these 2 down and then push them behind, and then I need to lift this up. Basically wriggle the cage out. There we go, 1 cage removed. Now for the other one. Okay, and now with these removed, I can remove our hard drive sleds. So I'm going to remove them from the other one first. You can also see we have access to our fans here. And our fan cables are locked in the back there. So we'll need to move them to the front. Now by the looks of things, these sleds just pull out. Yep. Okay. With our drive sleds out, we can reach in and try and unravel our fan's power cords. There we go. Okay. So these seem to come down past the side of the hard drives. You can see that's a Molex splitter. Camera will focus. There we go. So for the time being, I'm only placing 4 hard drives in here. So I'll jump over to my desk. Okay, now to put the drives in the sleds. I've already taken the sleds out of our container. As you can see, they are here. And if we look closely, it looks like these already have built-in markers, at least some of them do. It's interesting. There's 2 missing from that one. Okay. Well, that's a bit rubbish. Anywho, for the time being, it will do. Let's take one of our Exyos drives. Get something to open it with. Oh, that's the tool. Okay, so this is the back of the sled here. So in theory, we have to line these screws up with the side of the drive and then stretch them into place. And it doesn't quite look like these line up. Okay. So I need to find out how to take these out. So they'll just pop out. Because although these are tool-free design, it's looking like I'm going to have to connect the front to. Okay, so it looks like you pop these out anyway. So let's pop them all out. Okay, and then try and pop it back in. Honestly, this looks a lot easier in the manual than it actually is. I'm actually beginning to wonder if I've broke these. No, they just slide in, so back in here, place that hole there, place that down, and if I slide it forward, I should actually be able to get both holes in. These are really, really fiddly. Okay, I've clipped that in. Now I'm going to try and do both sides again and see if I was doing something wrong previously. Okay, so I've got the 4 back in. Take my hard drive, put the front 2 anchored in. This is not as easy as they make out. There we go, that's the front 2 in. There's one of the back 2. I'm going to have to fold this one down a bit, hopefully press this into place. The rubber's oddly shaped as well, it doesn't really help. Okay, there might be an issue with this one, so let me put that to the side just now. Try number 2. So again, try and line up front pin. And if I can, the rear pin. Okay. And then try and do the same on the opposite side. Okay. That mostly worked. There we go. Okay. So basically don't take them out. Let me swap this for one of the drive sleds, since there's 2 missing. Yeah. Drive number 3. This one's not wanting to open. Again, take our sled, take our hard drive and try and get the front 2 in. Or rather one side in. There we go. And then the other side. There we go. See, it's easy when everything works and you're not taking things apart. Okay, drive number 4. Again, doesn't want to open. No, that one's not going to sit right. Okay, I need to fix this one. Ah, shit. The plastic or rubber bits popped out. Okay, rather than you watching nothing, I'm going to stop this just now and try and fix these 2 broken ones. Okay, unfortunately I had to stop there because that was a pain in the backside. I've now got all of the drives in. So we'll take our drive cage. And what we need to do is to take our drive sled and hopefully line it up. Making sure we keep our cover below. And then just slowly slide it in. first drive in. You need to keep putting pressure on these to ensure they're in the right place, and you'll hear them click when they are. Just flip this up, see if I can get a better purchase on it. There we go. And then 3. And finally the last one. This doesn't feel right, that one's off. Hopefully this one fits, it's not quite feeling right. Here we go. And there we go. There's our 4 drives, and they're sitting in our cradle. So, when placing the motherboard in, you need to check the motherboard standoffs. These are these little things here. Now there appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on here. Nope, 7, 8, 9. So there does appear to be 9 in here. Hopefully that's enough, and hopefully they're in the right places. So let me pick up my motherboard. And my anti-static strap, if you're wondering, is on my leg, wrapped around my ankle. The weight of this motherboard. Okay. If your system has a back plate for your motherboard, you would place that in the relevant position here. This one's is built in, so hopefully all I have to do is place this in and line it up. Okay. So now what I need is an extra light, because some of my motherboard standoffs do not match up. So I'll just use my phone. Okay, can I hang that over there? No, I can't. Right. I'll just have to work it out. Okay, it looks like these are nowhere even close to where I need them to be. Okay, well, that one's fine. That one should be fine. That one's fine. Let's see where one's in the middle again. That one's not, nor is that one, or that one, and these 3 definitely aren't. Okay, so we need to fix that. So we need to take our motherboard out again. And work out where these go. So These should be thumb tight, but in true fashion they are not. Let's see if my iFixit toolkit has a nut spinner. I'd like to think it would. There we go. So we have a nut spinner. Need to take these three out. They are in there. Can I get that one? See, this is when iFixit toolkits are not great. I can't even get them to move. Good start. Right. That one's moving. Okay, I've raided my motorbike tool collection and found something that might work, so let's find out. There we go. Okay, and we just have to line them up correctly again. So again, we take our motherboard, and try and place it in the correct place. Okay, and then we look for the little holes. So we've got one here, one there, so one, I'm just going to put these as little markers to move in closer. And there should be one roughly in line with each of these dots up here. So let's just lift that back out. Move these in one. I think that's correct. Let's screw them in and find out. If I can find what I did with my torque wrench. Just flip it across. Just take it off. There we go. To go. Go. Okay. Now the next three should be in line with the double dots on my case here. And I should probably check that this ribbon's still in frame. Is it? Yeah, enough of it is. Right. So I'm guessing here. And here. And here. Back to my torque wrench. hopefully now, when I place this back in, these will all be lined up. Yes, 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 yes. See the bottom ones? Yes. Yes. And yes, just slightly off. Okay, with them in, we need our motherboard screws. And probably back to our star screwdriver. Okay. Just take our baggie of screws that came with our motherboard. Motherboard ones are generally larger and flatheads. I need 9 of them. I think I've got them. So I'll ensure this is lined up correctly. We take our screw, flat-headed screw, and lightly screw it down to our motherboard. There we go. And we do this for all 9 screws. So get the easy ones first. Okay, and the final 2 are in awkward positions, so I'm going to have to change position to see these. And the final one is right next to the V arms here. Okay, with our motherboard in, we should now install our power supply. Just move these cables out of the way. I can lift that back up just now. Flip this around. So our power supply is here, and it's a big fan on it. The fan's actually in the bottom, and it will blow air out the back, so it's trying to pull the air in and push it across. So we're going to want to try and keep that fan at the bottom so it's not suffocated against the back of the case. So let's try and line this up. See if I can get you a better view of what I'm doing here. So there's 4 holes for securing your power supply here. I'm just trying to check that mine line up. Yeah, you just have to lift the power supply a little. So let's get our power supply screws. Power supply screws generally look like this one. Full focus. There we go. So I need 4 of these. So we need this on our star screwdriver. Hopefully it'll focus back in here. And we need to try and set our power supply in the correct position in order to align it and screw it in correctly. It doesn't help that this is a black power supply, of course. It makes lighting challenging. Especially when trying to do this on camera. Actually, should be okay. I'm just trying to align the correct hole with the screw. Hopefully, I should get it to bend. There we go. Once the first one's in, it should hold it enough in place. The rest to be a lot easier. Okay, that's 2 of the 4 in. There we go, that's our power supply fitted. Okay. Okay, so now we've got our power supply installed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these cables here. Now, with this being a server case, and this not being a server motherboard, things will be slightly different. But I'll have to try and get you a better view, because the part I'm interested in is in here. So I'm going to pick the case up and just turn it around. You will need your manual for this part, and this is going to be difficult to see because I'm dealing with these pins over here. Is this different from each motherboard? What I show you here is not necessarily going to be relevant unless you're using this exact motherboard. So I have my manual, which shows me the pin outs for JFP1, which is jumper front panel, which is here. And it says that these two are my power LEDs, then my power switch, and behind them we have the reset switch and the hard drive LEDs. So with that in mind, I need to separate out these cables, so I need to remove the wacky band. These cables are quite long, but I still think the best way to feed these through would be around here and down here, and hopefully I can place some excess under the hard drive cages when they're back in. So if we look at these, the camera might not be able to focus on it, right, but that says VCC, so I don't know what that one's about. That one's VCC, so I don't know what that's about. Here we have our power and reset switches, it's written on here. And these are our hard drive LEDs and our power LEDs. We also have NIC LED 1 and NIC LED 2 if you have a motherboard which supports showing the network card status. So these two pin together because they're right next to each other. should go in here. Okay. Then we need to take our hard drive LEDs. Nope, I've just done that wrong. There you go, that's why you pay attention. So it's right always in. So you need to fold these over for power and reset. Okay. And then we need to take our hard disk drive LEDs and power LEDs. So hard drive's on the far away one. So I need to turn this around slightly and do it this way. Yeah, hard drive one went on okay. Power LED one is fighting it. Obviously this has made it a lot more difficult when trying to film it. Cool. Think. We've got one more to go in. Let's have a look. Yep. And that's why you've got to be careful, because I just ended up taking the two off that were in the correct position. Okay, they are now in. So I want to try and cable manage this as best I can, hopefully using the gap underneath the drive trays. Okay, that's not perfect, but I'll get back to that at a later date. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll put our hard drive slaves back in. Only one of my 4 hard drive bays is actually populated, or rather one set of 4 hard drive bays is populated. I'm going to put both back in. But I'm going to put one back in so I can see. But I'm going to put one back in so I can see how I'm going to cable manage those drives. So I've made sure that the fan cable has been fed through correctly. This is just simply the reverse process of actually removing them. Take our 4 drives, feed the cable through, lift the shaft up, and slide it all the way back in. Obviously I've still got the hole here for the other hard drive tray. I am putting some 5 1/4 inch drives in, so I need to see the best way I can do that. Let's get more of our hardware in before we worry about the cables, because I've got a funny feeling that's going to be a bit of a nightmare anyway. So I'm going to insert my optical disc drives. Now I have 2 DVD Blu-ray rewriters going in, and I have a hot swappable removable SATA connector. I'm not sure if that'll work, so I might have to replace that with a DVD writer at some point in the future, but we shall see. So this case seems to just have some rails. If I can get it in focus and not blown out with the light. So you place these rails on, they don't screw in, although I dare say in some things they're apparently supposed to be able, because there is screw holes. And I've connected a SATA cable to it. So I'm just going to feed the 3 in from the bottom, but I'll have to reposition the case first, because I'll have to remove the 3 knockouts at the front. So if I lift this up, I should be able to just remove the front doors. Okay. So I'm going to put the hot swap hard drive in the bottom. So I've placed my rails on. an unused cable. I'm just going to feed through just now. And lift the case up. Make sure I'm not trapping any cables. Okay. So that's not gone back any further, so it's possible these are on backwards, so I'll just swap them around. This obviously being a skeletal hard drive case does not help when trying to do something like this. Okay, that's turned around. So again, feed our cable in. Oh, my rail fell off. Trying to feed my hard drive cable back through. I'm going to have to unravel this, otherwise it's not going to sit correctly. Okay. Hopefully this will slide in now. And the answer is no. Oh, or maybe. Look like it went in. Okay, let's see if we're as lucky with the next two. Again, feed my SATA cable through. This isn't as easy as they make it seem. But that one's now in there. And finally, ouch. I'm getting a bit of wiggle because of the way it's effectively friction mounted. Oh, wow. Okay. There we go, they're on. So let's move the cables out of the way for now. Oh, the bottom one's not cabled up. That's alright, I have spare cables. These are nice high quality cables MSI's give you. MSI provide with their motherboards. Nice locking mechanism. Right. I'll have to come in from the other side, I think. That's not secure, but thankfully once they're connected, it shouldn't cause a problem. Okay, so that's those three connected. I should now be able to slide in my empty hard drive carry. Again, I've made sure that the cable for the fans is untangled. Go. And as you can see, it's already getting quite busy in there. Okay. So the next thing to install will be our HBA card. Obviously in this case I'm not installing a graphic card, so the HB card will go in here. The HB card comes pretty bare bones. We've got a half height bracket and a standard bracket. We'll need to take our screwdriver and match up there. So, unscrew this. Slide this out. Hopefully, should just set there. Okay. And now we screw it in. There we go. Okay. Now probably the second hardest part. Connecting the power cables for the HBA card. And the HBA cables. So I'm only connecting 4 drives at the moment. So this is a 1 SATA to 4 SATA converter. So these 4 should go into my drives, and this one should be powered from the power supply. If it will focus. Come on. Now let's see if I can get these in without removing the drives because of the drum cages. So if I try feeding them in from the bottom. It doesn't appear to be fitting. There we go. again, angle's bad, so let me just change the angle. I can lift that up just now and actually close it. Am I trying to get them correctly? Oh, for some reason, this is the way they're meant to go. Okay. Just going to make cable management a bit more difficult. You can see okay. It's not even close to going. Just make sure we fit trying this one. Okay, they do. So it's just pernickety. The fact that this blocks my view makes it a lot more difficult. Okay, that's the first one out. This is going to be awkward. See, I would have thought that'd be for cable management there. That maybe. I don't know. Let's find out if I can do it anyway. These are not good cables. And yet they were the ones recommended for this. I suppose it wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't for the drive cages. Okay, rethinking this one. let's try and connect the cables without it being in the case. So let's just move the case over just now. Just try that as a cable guide. See if that works. So yeah, there's no way that's going to work. Cool. These are very tight tolerances, look at this. Okay, so that was definitely easier without it being in the case. I'm also going to do that. Let's take one of my HBA cables and connect it just now as well. Which way does this run? Okay, it should be numbered. Yep. So should have one. So better going under. It's probably better going under here for cable management. Okay. Then 2, as you can see there is little numbers on them. Number 3. And finally, number 4. Okay. With these connected now, I shall slide it back into the case. case up. Feed our HBA cable in. Nearly. Feed our cable cover through. That was a lot more difficult than I thought. But now that that's through, I can connect this to one of the ports on here. So I should go for the furthest away one. There we go. And also I've got the bar across here, so I'll be able to cable manage some of that stuff on there. Okay, let's move our machine back into frame. Jesus, baby. End up kicking my light too. Let's connect our SATA drives. I don't like the fact that, in fact, no, we're fine. Lift up. Okay. That's fine. So the SATA ports on this are here. There's 6 of them. I just need to check the orientation to make sure they go in correctly. This is notches at the far side. So we'll start with the bottom one. So I'm not sure which order they're actually in. There we go. You can see that cable managing this is going to be an absolute nightmare. Okay, so that's these 3 optical drives connected. These need power, and everything else needs power. And I think these are my front USBs actually. I just don't have anywhere that I'm aware I can connect them just now. So they'll need to cable managed out of the way. Let's get our power connections in. We'll start with our motherboard cable. So 24 pin, as it's more commonly known. This is going to be awkward to get into the power supply. I actually thought cabling it without these connected would make it easier. But I think I'm wrong. So let's just try this. That one wasn't too bad. goes in that way. Okay. Now we need our CPU power. You say 8 pin, as I'm only using 8 pin just now. I may need the other 4 later on, but not just now. So that's up here, which you just can't see. It's in here. Still very difficult to see because of the power supply. I really wish that this case wasn't so heavy. I could actually put it on my desk and then I'd be able to use my overhead cam correctly. Okay, put that in. Put that on here and around here. And try and spot the correct place to install it. On the power supply. Which I believe is here. Yep, okay. So now I need some SATA and some Molex cables. Here are some SATA cables. And here are some old school Molex cables. So many's on that. There's 4 on that. 2, 3, 4. I might be able to get both off of one set. Let's check that out. So, peripherals and SATA. Should only be one way going. It's not going there. Okay, some in there. And my Molex connections. In there we go. Right, now until the next 4 hard drives come, I just need to cable manage this. So, you get 2 fans here that need cable managed, or that need powered. What we can do is we can connect these together . Okay. And we can take our Molex connector and just take the furthest and the closest one to the power supply and connect it here. Okay. And we'll just have to work it out around the cables right there, probably like so. And then these can come down over here. And this last one can pull these two fans, which I'll have to push in. Okay, the battery just died in my camera there without any warning, so hopefully I've not missed any footage. But we need to take these two fans effectively and connect them together. So well, because these ones aren't in use, it shouldn't really be an issue, these drive cages, but I'll have to remember that when removing them. If I just roll these under the cables up here. Unravel them a bit. And connect these two together just like we did with the other set. I remember why these were so crud. I do not miss Molex connectors, that's for sure. Okay, those are connected. And we take one of our Molex connections. That's that one. And plug it in here. I think they're connected. Looks a bit screw with. There we go. Okay, move these over here. Try and connect these. Using extra space here. And hopefully I've got them in the right setting. As always, it's not easy. I genuinely have a lot of respect for people who build those super small form factor PCs. Are they orientated the wrong way again? Is that what it is? No. No, they should be fine. The problem is my hand's actually getting in the way of me seeing what I'm doing. It's probably another example of these should probably have went on first. There we go. And then the next one. And then the last one. Okay, so obviously the cables are still a bit of a mess, but everything needs tested before I would button it up anyway. These need to keep it tied over here, away from things. But other than that, I think we're done. Oh, nope, I was wrong. We have our hard drives to power. So I'm going to need another SATA connector. Because obviously I don't have enough cables in there to try and manage. I need more. So I think it's now ready to be moved and tested before the final cleanup. That was a pain in the backside. Okay, we're just going to button it up for testing. So I'll take these cables, I'm not currently using, if I can. Just tuck them away in there. My retention bar. Not with the right screws. Awesome. Let's check. real challenge. Does the case close? And it does. There we go. Now we need to move it for testing. Okay, I've plugged my USB drive into my server and powered it on. What it should now do is boot to a EFI BIOS. I've obviously set this in my BIOS to boot from my USB key so that it boots into this. Apologies for the fact that you're looking at a camera pointed at a monitor. My capture card is not picking up the server. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you disliked this video, give it a dislike too. If you get feedback on this or any other videos or suggestions for videos you believe we should do in the future, then please let us know in the comments below. And most of all, thank you for watching.